In this video, I will quickly talk about some of the settings that you might want to look for before and during your recording. So at the moment, I only have one microphone connected to the Zoom H5. I have disconnected the headphones because we won't use them. And let's get started. So as we have seen in the previous video, once you connect your microphone to the recorder, and then you activate the microphone. So I'm going to do that now. So activate microphone number 1, and then I'm going to increase the gain. Now let's have a look at what information we have on the screen. Okay, so on the screen, so at the top of the screen, we have the amount of time that's left on the SD card. So this is the folder under which it's being recorded. You have the battery status, you have LR1, 2, and you have bars with a scale at the bottom. This represents the audio level. Just going to keep flicking that on and off. So if I try to get a response, you can see that there's a bar that's being filled in. So this represents the audio level, and we have a different monitor for the left-right. So I can activate the left-right capsule, and you can see that there's a bit of response here as well. So you can monitor each one of these tracks individually. And then at the bottom here, there's the format in which we are recording the audio. So when you start recording the audio, so how do you actually know what level of gain you need? So I'm just going to turn off the LR. So if you take your microphone, and I'm going to quickly talk about that microphone. So this particular microphone is the Shure SM58. The SM58 is a dynamic microphone, which means that it's a very directional microphone. A directional microphone will only pick up noise coming straight ahead of the microphone. If you talk sideways, or if there's any noise coming from the back, this microphone has been designed to isolate that noise and cancel out that noise. So when you're talking into a dynamic microphone, it's very important that you come close to the microphone and you talk straight into the microphone. So as you do this, whether you're hand holding the microphone or whether it's mounted on a stand, speak in the microphone. I'm going to do that now. So I'm sorry if the audio sound drops quickly, because I will have to move my other microphone out of the way, but I will show you what you need to look for. So I'm just zooming in so that we can see on the screen what we're looking for on the screen. So I am now talking in the Shure SM58, and you can see that there is a response from the screen. Now this is too low, so I want to increase the gain. Now I've increased the gain, and you can see that the bar is much higher. Now what you want is, for if you talk normally in the microphone and the microphone is close to your mouth, you want the maximum volume to be between -12 and -6. So at the moment I'm going a little bit too high, so I've reduced the gain. So now my normal speech is taking that bar to between -12 and -6. So this is what you're pretty much looking for. And if you have a guest, you need to have the same exercise with the second gain for your guest as well. This will ensure that as you talk through the interview, that the noise levels are going to be relatively uniform across the two speakers. Now it's always possible to adjust the sound volumes during post-production, but it's a good practice to get it right at the start instead of having to do too much post-processing. If you're in doubt, if there's some people who have a lot of variability in their volume as they keep talking, it can happen. It's much better to have the volume slightly lower, because if you have a very soft voice and a low volume, it's always possible to bump this up in post-production. But if you have the gain too high, and as you can see the bar goes beyond the 0 mark, this is called audio clipping. And once an audio file is clipped, then you can't actually recover any of that sound. So it's much better, if you're not sure, to have it lower rather than higher, and then you can always bump up the softer volumes a little bit. Once you've set your audio levels as you want, and you can always use the headphones to help you as well. So once you're happy with the audio levels, you can just hit on this button and it will start recording, and you can see that there's a timer that's happening there, and it will tell you how much time you've been recording for. Once you're done with your recording, you can just press the record button and it will save that audio file onto your recorder.